The Galactic Academy's crystalline halls had never seen a human before Kate arrived. She walked through the corridors with measured steps, her silk scarf wrapped carefully around her neck despite the perfectly regulated temperature. Whispers followed her like shadows. Another human, hissed Sixtar, a Vraxian whose scales shimmered with bioluminescent superiority. They send their weaklings now. Kate kept her eyes forward. She'd heard worse during the shuttle ride from Earth. The galaxy had learned of humanity. Only 3 cycles ago, and the reputation that preceded them was underwhelming. No natural armor, no telepathy, no enhanced strength or speed, just fragile flesh and stubborn spirits. Avery found her in the observation deck that evening, staring at the distant blue marble of Earth. He was tall for a human, with dark hair and darker circles under his eyes from too many late nights in the engineering labs. "They're betting on how long you'll last," he said, leaning against the viewport. "The over-under is 2 weeks." Kate smiled thinly, generous of them. "I lasted 3 months before I proved myself." Avery's jaw tightened. Had to redesign their entire power distribution system after it failed. Funny how they needed the primitive human then. "What's your mark?" Kate asked quietly. Avery pulled down his collar, revealing a phoenix tattoo that seemed to pulse with an inner light. "Fire and rebirth. Earned it on Proxima Station when I went back into a burning reactor to save 43 Delphinians." "You." Kate's fingers touched her scarf, but she didn't remove it. "I haven't shown anyone yet." The next morning, combat theory class proved to be her crucible. Instructor Coldrose, a massive Thorian with 4 arms and a contempt for humans, assigned sparring partners. Kate drew Zexter. "Try not to break too quickly, human," Zexter sneered, his razor-sharp claws extending. "I've been looking forward to this." The match was supposed to be non-lethal, supposed to be Zexter. Moved like liquid mercury, his strikes. Precisely calculated to humiliate rather than incapacitate. Kate dodged, blocked, retreated. The class formed a circle, their various faces showing amusement, anticipation, and in Avery's case, barely concealed concern. "Is this all humans can do?" Zexter called out, playing to the crowd. "Run and hide?" Lunged, claws aimed at Kate's throat. She twisted, but not fast enough. The razor edge caught her scarf, tearing it away. The room fell silent. On Kate's neck, running from her collarbone to her jaw, was a mark unlike any they'd seen. A dragon, its scales rendered in impossible detail, its eyes seeming to watch, to judge. But this was no mere tattoo. It blazed. Golden fire erupted along the dragon's form, casting the entire training hall in flickering light. The temperature spiked. The air itself seemed to bend around Kate as she straightened, her eyes reflecting the dragon's flame. "You wanted to see what humans can do?" Kate's voice was calm, but it carried the weight of something ancient. "Let me educate you." What happened next would be discussed in academy halls for generations. Kate moved with a speed that defied her. Species suppose limitations, every strike precise, every counter devastating. She didn't just fight, she flowed, adapted, predicted. The dragon mark pulsed with each movement, as if guiding her, empowering her. Zexter, for all his natural weapons and combat training, found himself outmatched, not because Kate was stronger, not because she was faster, because she understood something the galaxy had forgotten. The dragon doesn't fight with just tooth and claw. It fights with cunning, with strategy, with the wisdom of surviving against impossible odds. Within 2 minutes, Zexter was on his back, Kate's knee on his chest, her hand raised in a strike she chose not to deliver. "Yield," she said simply. The Vraxian's eyes were wide with something between fear and respect. "I yield." Kate stepped back, offering her hand. After a moment's hesitation, Zexa took it. Instructor Coldros approached, his forearms crossed. For a long moment, he studied Kate, then nodded slowly. "The dragon mark. I've seen only 3 in my lifetime." Each bearer faced death with courage that defied reason and returned transformed. "What was yours, human?" Kate's hand unconsciously touched her neck. "Colony ship Prometheus. Hull breach over Neptune. I was working in the engineering section when it happened. 15 others trapped with me. Everyone said we'd never survive long enough for rescue. But you did, Avery said, stepping forward from the crowd, understanding dawning in his eyes. We did, Kate corrected. I held the emergency bulkhead closed for 4 hours. My muscles tore, my bones cracked. The cold should have killed me. But I thought of my sister back on Earth. I thought of the engineer next to me whose daughter was pregnant. I thought of every human who'd ever been told they were too weak, too fragile, too limited. The dragon mark pulsed brighter. And when the rescue ship finally cut through, they found me still standing, still holding. The medics said it was impossible. The Galactic Physicians' Council called it a miracle.
Oh.
But I knew the truth. She looked around the silent room, meeting every gaze. It wasn't a miracle. It's what humans do. We survive, we adapt, we endure. And when we're marked by that struggle, when we're forged in that fire, we don't just survive, we transcend. Kate picked up her torn scarf, folding it carefully. She wouldn't need it anymore. The galaxy mocks us for being weak, she continued. They're not wrong. We are weak. But weakness isn't the end of our story. It's the beginning. Because we learned long ago on our gravity-cursed world that the weak must become clever. The fragile must become resilient. The limited must become infinite. Instructor Caldros's mandibles clicked in what might have been a smile. Class dismissed. Except you, Kate of Earth. We need to discuss your advanced placement.
Yes.
As the students filed out, chattering excitedly, Avery waited for Kate. The betting pool just reversed, he said with a grin. Now they're wagering on how many records you'll break. Kate smiled, the dragon mark settling into a soft glow against her skin. Let them bet. I'm just here to learn. And to show them what humans are made of. That, Kate said, watching Earth rise beyond the viewport is just a bonus. The dragon watched from her neck, patient and eternal. A reminder that humanity's greatest strength had always been the same, the refusal to stay down, the determination to rise, and the courage to blaze brightly even when the galaxy expected them to fade away.